I bought this pineapple for $2.99 at the grocery store. Now, most of you watching this video probably think that's pretty affordable, but it wasn't always like this. A few hundred years back, pineapples were considered a luxury. Let me explain. In 1493, Christopher Columbus first found pineapples on the island of Guadeloupe in the Caribbean. He took some back home to Spain, and when people actually tried them, they went fucking crazy. They had never experienced any fruit that was so sweet and exotic. Next thing you know, they tried to grow them in Europe. But of course, pineapples need tropical weather, so they didn't really make that happen. So the only pineapples anyone could really get had to survive a gruesome journey across the Atlantic Ocean. But the trips in that boat were so shitty that the pineapples usually ended up rotten or bruised. Okay. Let's fast forward to Europe in the 1700s now. Some people got smarter and built these things called hothouses. So hothouses were pretty much this place where you could recreate the weather conditions pineapples needed to grow. Basically really hot and humid. But what happens when something is in high demand but low supply? The price goes... That's right, the price goes way high. So that meant only the rich could afford it. And in this case, royal snobs like Louis XV, Catherine the Great, and Charles II. Charlie Boy loved them so much that he even had someone paint him flexing a pineapple. So pineapples not only became the sweet, delicious, and exotic fruit that everyone loved, but it also became a symbol of luxury and wealth. So now we have to go to America. Pineapples in the US were still the hottest new thing in fruit. They still had to be imported from the Caribbean, and it was really hard to keep them in great condition, which made them super expensive. So due to the fact that they were really hard to get and everybody wanted them, a single pineapple could cost you upwards of $8,000 in today's standards. It became such a symbol of wealth, power, and status that the rich took every single opportunity to flex it at parties or any other social gathering. Can you imagine holding a pineapple, going into a party and people going like, damn, that dude is stacked. Just to paint a picture of how much of a flex this was, someone came up with the idea of pineapple rentals for those who couldn't really afford to buy them. So the sellers would usually rent them out for parties and other gatherings before they officially sold them to someone. And if you were poor and couldn't even afford to rent a fruit, then you would just buy things that had pineapples on them, like porcelain dishes and teapots. So now we're in the 1900s, and we have to introduce somebody by the name of James Dole. He's this business guy who started a huge pineapple plantation in Hawaii and was planning to distribute it through his company, the Hawaiian Pineapple Company. When he launched it, the company was a massive success. For over 70 years. They were producing so much pineapple that they provided over 75% of the world's pineapple supply. So it's no surprise that Dole and his company really contributed to making pineapples popular and obviously way more affordable than they were before. The Hawaiian Pineapple Company later became the Dole Food Company. If you go to your local grocery store, you should be able to find a whole bunch of stuff made by them. And pineapples are still popping today. They're on home decor, mugs, clothing, in cans, outside of cans, and most importantly, they provide housing for one of the best sponges living under the sea. But that's it for today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want more weird stories like this every single Monday. If you would like the blog post version or the podcast version, I'm gonna link those below in the description. Anyways, love you guys like a headache. Goodbye.